On Billboard tonight, summer festivals in Yorkshire, art exhibitions in Lincolnshire, and music from exciting singer-songwriter Rachel Makena. Good evening and welcome to Billboard with me, Ted Stanley, for a roundup of theatre, music, art and literature across the Humber region. The popular Freedom Festival is back in Hull this year with 3 days of exciting events that celebrate empowerment and history of the circus. Tony Barker found out more from Artistic Director Mikey Martins.
Equality, empowerment, how far have we really come? Sort of questions that and celebrates that. Circus, 250 years of the first British circus. So this year in the programme we've also got a lot of incredible circus companies and very physical, acrobatic type of shows. So it feels like it's a real celebration of humanity and what people are capable of, I think. And also quite an activist sort of undercurrent to the programme, which we always have. That's very important to us to talk about freedom in a very real sense.
Having one of the Pankhurst family coming to talk for the Wilberforce lecture is a belter, isn't it?
Helen Pankhurst, her great-grandmother, was one of the leading suffragettes back in 1918 who really helped to push that movement and really work on equality for women. So we're welcoming Helen Pankhurst here to do the Wilberforce lecture, which will be extraordinary.
Tucked away at the northern end of Cleethorpes Promenade, the poetically named Moon on the Water provides a unique experience for both locals and visitors to the town. Brainchild of local musician Warren Jolly, it provides a venue for community activities, delicious vegan food and great music featuring both local and international artists.
I remember that time we all stood in a line, and as the rest of you faced forward, I looked to the side. And a few moments later,
for lovers of classical music, the Louth Concert Society begin their season of concerts on the 4th of October with exciting young violinist Emmanuel Bach. And at Langton by Spilsby, the charismatic Heath Quartet play a programme of Mendelssohn, Haydn and Beethoven on Saturday the 1st of September. Submissions for the Hammond House International Literary Prize, awarded by the University Centre Grimsby, close on the 30th of September. Entries are open for short stories, poetry and screenplays. More information and entry forms at www.hammondhousepublishing.com. And with more literary news, here's Sarah Hunter-Carson with her choice of the latest book releases. Anything I might enjoy this month, Sarah?
Sorry, Ted, no comics, but I have got some great new books. Jonathan Bryan has severe cerebral palsy and is incapable of voluntary speech or movement. In I Can Write, a memoir of a child's silent soul emerging, he describes poignantly the painstaking process of learning to communicate by moving his eyes to choose letters and thus form sentences. An extraordinary testament to the human spirit, this beautifully written book describes in detail his inner struggles and his passion for life, and, most significantly, the freedom and joy that the ability to communicate brings us. Dancing with the Gods by Kent Nerburn immediately caught my eye this month, as it deals with a theme that resonates with me, that of the artistic life and the courage it takes to choose it. From issues such as coping with rejection and financial difficulties, to the more abstruse questions of originality and inspiration, this book offers insight and comfort to those who have chosen this sometimes lonely path. With a warm and joyful tone, Nerburn gives voice to the artist's power to express the human experience and thus illuminate the darkest of places. The Colour of Time, a new history of the world from 1850 to 1960, will fascinate those of you with an interest in history or indeed photography. Brazilian artist Marina Amaral has taken 200 contemporary photographs and restored them in full-colour digital renditions, whilst British historian Dan Jones explains each photograph in context. This is an engrossing and beautiful exploration of a turbulent period in world history, one which has shaped the world we live in today. Now, for those of you who enjoy a good spy novel, Anthony Quinn's Our Friends in Berlin is well worth a look. In London in 1941, at the height of the blackout, two strangers are about to meet, and what transpires between them may alter the course of the war. Hitchcockian in its atmosphere and tense precision, this is sure to have you on the edge of your seat. Just the sort of thing you'll love, Ted.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, did you know that sequential art, or comic books as you call them, play an important role in our cultural history? Later this year, we'll be joined by an expert from Lincoln University to talk about this fascinating subject. And I'm sure you'll be fascinated by our next guest, an exciting new talent from Beverley in Yorkshire, singer-songwriter Rachel Makena.
Can't be creepy, just go away. Stop stalking my Facebook profile every day, you're annoying. Just get the hint. I don't like you, stop sending me all your Snapchat pics, I won't reply. Never will. Stop talking to me.
So Rachel, welcome to Billboard. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you've had a really busy summer with your music this year. What's been happening?
Yeah, so I've been trying to get myself on radios, into festivals, little performances at pubs. Contacted you guys, just trying to kind of promote my music that I'm really trying to go for this summer.
But you've just graduated from university and you're going on to do a master's degree.
Yeah.
So what's the most important thing? Is it your music or your education, or what you're going to make a career from?
I want to make a career in music, but I have my degree as a backup because, well, I've got my degree in cell biology, which is my favourite subject anyway, is biology.
Yeah.
So.
That's a very sensible approach for a musician.
My parents helped me, they're like, get your degree first. Got it.
And if you really thought we could be, you really thought we could be who we want. It was dead, it was dead, it was dead, it was dead, it was dead. 'Cause that kiss meant nothing to me, it meant nothing to me. Nothing to me.
One of your songs, this kiss means
Kiss
nothing
meant
to me.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How did
That
come
one.
about?
So that one was when, so you've broken up with somebody and you're trying to like see other people. So you go out and you meet someone, you might kiss, but in the back of your head you're like, oh no, I still love that other person, so it doesn't really mean anything. And I was just like, write a song about that.
But you do a lot of breakup songs. don't you?
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. It's just when you have so much passion and energy, you need to get it out.
Yeah.
And if you can try and make something out of it, then you should go for that.
So when you need to write a song, do you just ask your boyfriend to break up with you?
I would never ask that again. No.
Nothing to me. Nothing to me.
Okay, and probably your most controversial song is Bruises, right? How did Bruises come about?
Bruises is when, well, you know, emotional pain from a breakup, and say they do something that you're not happy with, but you're just like, I'll put it to the back of my head, it doesn't matter. So that song was like metaphorical. If you have bruises, you can see, like, no, you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah.
So I was singing around my flat, the chorus came to me, and then I was just like, okay, next day, get some verses down, started playing it.
I mean, it's literary, very clever. I mean, it's got a lot of subtext to it because what you're saying is not what you mean and that sort of thing. So it's a really, really clever song, but very much appealing to the people of your age. So that's good. So what are your plans for your music? You've written quite a few songs now. Are you planning to put them together and maybe do an album?
So I want to hopefully create a little album with the songs that I've got.
Okay.
If I can get myself in a recording studio somehow, somewhere, would be great.
And I think you're hoping to do that this year, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
So
I know the university that I'm going to go to does have a studio.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to meet you, particularly in this beautiful hometown of yours in Beverley. And we'll look forward to hearing you at some of the festivals later this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Love, no one but
You can see Rachel live at the Cleethorpes Family Festival from Friday the 24th of August and Roots at 94 in Hull on Friday the 31st of August. After the break, we review the latest film releases, go behind the scenes at the Caxton Theatre and discover art on the High Street.
Watch me go, 'cause that kiss meant nothing to me, meant nothing to me. And if you really thought we could be, you really thought we could be who we want.
Welcome back to Billboard. Coming up on tonight's show, a roundup of what's on where you are in box office and a play with 9 possible endings. But first, here's our review of the latest film releases chosen by film critic Paul Lewis. On Film Review tonight, an upbeat offering from the Sundance Festival, Trouble with the Neighbours in Iceland, and Disney's take on A.A. Milne. But first, Black K. Klansman from visionary filmmaker Spike Lee. An incredible true story of Ron Stallworth, played by John David Washington as the first African-American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. Determined to make a name for himself, Stallworth bravely sets out to infiltrate and expose the Ku Klux Klan.
This is David Duke.
Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. That David Duke?
God. Last time I checked. What can I do you for?
Well, since you asked, I hate blacks.
At a time when many film festival offerings are bleak and medicinal, Hearts Beat Louder by indie filmmaker Brett Haley is unashamedly uplifting and entertaining. A Brooklyn record store owner, Nick Offerman, follows his musical dream by starting a band with his college-bound daughter, Kirsty Clemens.
I have to close the shop.
I'm sorry, Frank. I held off on raising the rent as long as I could.
I mean, it's time. My girl starts UCLA in the fall. You can't make your heart feel like what?
Just a bunch of words.
I want it that way. They want what? What way?
I'm sorry, are you bringing up the Backstreet Boys?
It's actually a pretty good song.
Our foreign film choice this month is Icelandic black comedy Under the Tree by Hafstein Gunnar Sirison. A typical spat between neighbours spirals violently out of control.
Æ, æ.
Og við erum farin að skaða hvort annað. Akkur látum við svona?
Disney's Christopher Robin is a heartwarming adventure starring Ewan McGregor. The young boy who lived embarking on adventures in the 100-acre wood has grown up and lost his way. Now it is up to his childhood friends to help Christopher Robin remember the loving and playful boy who is still inside.
What to do indeed.
Who?
Christopher Robin.
No. The tree I remember was in the countryside, not here in London. There's no opening.
I suppose it's where it needs to be.
That's a silly explanation.
Why, thank you.
On DVD and Blu-ray, Oceana from Powerhouse Films, The Changeling from Second Sight, and Death Laid an Egg from Nucleus Films are also worth a look. You can see Paul's full review of all tonight's films and more at www.billboardtv.uk. As retailers look for ever more creative ideas to attract customers to the high street, lavish bathrooms in Louth are providing an opportunity for local artists to showcase their work in a unique environment. The gallery space spills over into the showroom, giving customers an opportunity to see the artist's work in a room setting.
We just decided that we wanted to give local artists the chance to showcase their artwork within a different setting to a gallery.
Other art exhibitions in the region include an open studio with a fee for Sutherland on Saturday the 18th of August at Jasmine Cottage, Church Street, Market Raisin from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. To make sure you don't miss any of our programmes, you can subscribe to the Billboard TV channel. Just go to www.billboardtv.uk, select TV channel, then click on subscribe. On the 2nd of February 1943, the Grimsby Evening Telegraph carried an advertisement for Children to Bless You, the first play performed by the Caxton Players. 75 years later, I went to find out how they are celebrating this landmark anniversary.
It's a real community theatre. We do hire out to professional companies and other amateur companies, but we have at least 8 plays of our own a year that go on in the theatre.
And how do people get involved in the theatre?
Best thing to do is come along to one of our social nights, which we have every month, or to one of our readings, which is a taster of the play, and pick up an application form. We have a special production for our 75th birthday. It's called Smother, and it's been written particularly for the birthday by one of our members, Ben Partham Parks. At Christmas, we have The Hound of the Baskervilles, and most immediately, in September 1st to the 8th, we have Murders in the Air, directed by Gemma Dodds.
So, Gemma, tell me about this latest production of yours.
It's called Murders in the Air, and it's a bit unusual because we have 9 different endings. There's 9 possible murderers.
How do you decide which ending?
The audience will be choosing the ending during the interval, and then we have to act the one that they choose.
So you're also in charge of the youth theatre here. How does that work?
Yeah, they meet on a Saturday and a Thursday. We have 2 different age groups. We do some drama games, and we're working towards a script at the minute to help them get up onto the main stage into main productions.
No. Murder in the Air runs from the 1st to the 8th of September. Tickets available from caxtontheatre.com. With more theatre news and other events in the area, here is Billboard's own musical theatre star, Janine Reeder, with Box Office. Anything that might interest me tonight, Janine?
Yes, I've got just the thing for you, Ted. But first, you can end your summer holidays on a high at the Coastal Family Festival in Cleethorpes, with a huge variety of tribute acts and activities for all the family on the 25th and the 26th of August. For a real insight into how theatre works, Cairo Ulyar 6 workshops, Playing with Plays, starts on the 6th of September at Beverley's East Riding Theatre. Also on the 6th of September, you can enjoy powerful indie folk and classic rock with Gentlemen of Few. At Louth Riverhead Theatre, join legendary comedian Bernie Clifton for an evening of laughs on the 8th of September, and on the 9th of September, John Hewer's Scratch Night is back for a 4th year with a mixture of comedy, romance, drama and thrills. At the Scunthorpe Baths Hall, an evening with Brian Blessed is on the 5th of September, and on the 9th of September you can enjoy a celebration of the magical music of Burt Bacharach.
Is it just for the moment we live?
For more magical music, join Wilton Productions at Scunthorpe's Blauwright Theatre with their performance of Hairspray, running from September the 11th. 8 out of 10 Cats star Joe Lysett comes to Hull City Hall on the 5th of September with his brand new stand-up 4. And, especially for you, Ted, Pepper and her friends go on an exciting camping trip to the woods when Peppa Pig's Adventures returns to the Hull New Theatre on Saturday, the 1st of September.
Yes, very funny, Janine. Well, that's almost all for tonight's show. Next time on Billboard, we meet one of the region's favourite poets, Musician of the Year, And Sarah and Janine will be leaving the comfort of the studio to search for a flock of singing sheep on the Yorkshire moors. Details of the events featured in tonight's programme can be found at www.billboardtv.uk. If you would like us to feature your own event on Billboard, you can email details to news@billboardtv.uk. Remember, you can watch the programme anytime on the Billboard TV channel at www.billboardtv.uk. From everyone on the Billboard team, thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again in September. Here with a controversial track from a forthcoming album, the very talented Rachel Makena.